Hey, do you really need a spark arrestor, a mesh spark arrestor? Well, what about a Rain Cap Spark Arrestor? Now, I'm going to tell you why I think you need this. Well, let me show you real quick why I think you need this versus just the mesh. But hey, before we get into that, please go check out MikenRickOutDoors.com and MikenRickOutdoors, the YouTube page. And we're going to have a tremendous amount of camping videos, reviews, products, you know, how we sleep, how we eat. And it's all going to be right here. So make sure you come back, check it out. Check out the playlist. I've got a lot of new playlists coming up for whether you're eating, sleeping, camping, about the tents or the stoves. So check that out. Well, let me tell you real quick why I think this is not enough. Now, if it's going to be dry and you're in Arizona and it never rains, okay, this is fine. But I'm in Colorado, and in the summer, I'm telling you, we've got these, I guess it's not monsoons necessarily, but they call them, it's a monsoon season. It's basically, I think, maybe into end of July, August, into part of September. And it's really this way kind of throughout the summer. It'll be a gorgeous morning. In the afternoons, these major storms will pick up. Sometimes not major, just, you know, some decent rain. Sometimes they're major thunderstorms. So this is a 6-inch pipe. I can tell you from experience that a lot of rain will get down in this pipe in a big storm. A really bad rain, you could get 1 inch, 2 inches or so of rain in here, a 1/2 inch of rain. And where's that all going to go? It's going to go in your stove. So I don't like this. I'm glad it came with it, and it'll help, you know, not burn down a forest or your tent, but this is not enough for me. And I'm going to show you how I attach this Rain Cap Spark Arrestor in just a second. But if you like what you're seeing here, please like, subscribe, share, and turn on notifications so you'll be alerted as soon as we put out new videos, because we have a lot of videos coming up. All right, let's take this off, and I'll tell you what, this was hard to get on. It got me, you know, thinking of words I didn't really want to say. But it's great. It's just not what I want. Sorry, Camp Chef. I'm glad you included it. But I would much rather use this because now there's no rain going to come inside. Now, this doesn't necessarily fit perfectly. And I'm going to leave information in the description below. This slides down. And, you know, really it's not supposed to go beyond where these creases are. But it's not, it's maybe slightly under 6 inches. So I'm going to slide this down farther. And what I'm going to do, and I brought my tools with me here, I'm going to put 3 screws in this. And I may take this off, maybe, but I may just leave it on. Now, the one thing I want to point out too that I really like about this, versus just having the mesh spark arrestor, there's these 3 metal pieces that hold the rain cap on. And I've put, well, I guess, well, one of them is a carabiner, but I put these on here to attach the rope to, so it's not attached right to the metal in case that metal gets hot. So I'm going to screw that together. I can take it apart if I want. Let me do that real fast. Okay, that took forever. Why is every project harder than you think it's going to be? So I got these screwed in. It'll be easier to get them in and out in the future, but hopefully this rain cap will never come off. Now, before I go any further, what I want to do is I want to line this up correctly, and I'm going to set this so that these 2 carabiners here, or metal clips, they are facing both poles. All right, because what I want is I'm going to get some guidelines. I'm going to tie it to that pole, and then I'm going to tie one down. I mean, I guess I could actually, without putting any other stakes in the ground, tie them to both metal poles and to this stake over here. That'll really help it to give more security in a heavy or strong wind. All right, let's get these guidelines. All right, so the first thing is I'm going to attach this top of the pipe. Now, you really want the top of the pipe to be longer. Now, there's no way for me to put those guy lines on if I didn't do it beforehand. Now, I've already got these holes pre-drilled here, so I'm going to do my best to find them, and I'm going to have to screw them in. The challenge is actually going to be the opposite side, because I cannot see that side. I didn't think about that. You know, I could, if I have trouble getting to that other side, I can spin the pipe inside the tent a little bit so that I can see that hole. I can see these two, but I think I'm gonna have to spin the pipe inside the tent. And actually, I probably don't need to go inside the tent to do it. Those holes line up good. I was wondering how well it would work to line those holes up after the fact, after I put it together back at my house. So now that all of the pipes have screws in them, I can actually lift it right here and should be able to spin it. Yeah, I'm gonna spin it. Well, I'm gonna spin it your way so you can see it instead of me. Now that's a really tight fit right there. So it's not wanting to spin on that rubber. But it's gonna have to spin a little bit to where I can see it. This is one thing I wasn't accounting for, but that's why I come out here and review this so you all can do it better than I do it. All right, holes lined up. Screws go back in real nice. All right, I'm gonna twist this back as well as I can. Then I'm gonna go inside the tent and readjust there. Then I'll come back out here. Okay, so everything is lined up in the tent real well. Let me even push this down a little. I want that seal to be really good in case it rains. Okay, now I'm gonna put this line up here. Now this pipe doesn't have to be perfectly straight. Now all I want to do is just give it some stability. I can come back here and tighten this up a little more if I need to. Yeah, that pipe is pretty straight up and down. Let me attach this back one. Again, it's not about having it super snug. I want it to be a little snug though. All right, so this first one's snug, good enough. Let's finish the last one. Now again, this last one I didn't cut yet. I want to make sure it was the right length. I'm gonna give it a little more length here. And what I always do is I burn the end of these paracords to make sure they don't unravel. There you go, just melting it a little bit. Now I can attach this right here to this other stake in the ground. Again, I'm not going for super tight. I just want it to not, I want it to have a better chance of not blowing over in a storm. Okay, so this was all about, you know, putting this stove together, putting this pipe up, securing the pipe with screws, and then also putting that Rain Cap Spark Arrestor on. And then on top of that, then I tied these guy lines down to that stake over there, to the top of the front of the tent and the back of the tent. Now, I guarantee you, God can take this tent down if he wants to, but this will handle a big storm. And I've been in some storms with these already, not with this stove and that stove pipe, but I've got them screwed together. It's a heavy base with that stove, and I've got these guy lines. I'm more comfortable now to be in a storm with this setup than without having attached or screwed in those pipes and without having those guy lines. You may not want to do it if it's perfect weather. Okay, take your chances. I've been through enough storms. I'm doing this every time, even if I believe or know the weather is going to be perfect. Again, if you like what you're seeing here on Mike and Rick Outdoors, please like, subscribe, share, and turn on notifications so you'll be alerted as soon as we put out new videos. Thanks again for watching all the way to the end. I'll see you back out here in Colorado in the next video.